So okay, so I don't even know what this is for. This, I feel like it's just for, gonna be just for me, for a diary. Why do I always lose my voice when I start filming? But I need to just get stuff out and talk at someone. I say someone, the camera, but just talk and get it out and get the story out. Oh my god. Okay, so basically, hey future Claire, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing well. So basically, I'm pregnant. Oh god, I'm emotional again. It's weird, I cried so much yesterday, because we're gonna go into the story, but today or last night I feel like I just cried myself out. Last couple of days I had like a sharp pain in my belly button. I don't actually have it anymore, and I was like a little bit like concerned, a little bit like don't know what this is about kind of thing. But I kind of like brushed it off and was like whatever. But then as I like started pressing it a bit harder and it started to hurt more, and I was like, okay, this is a bit weird, this is a bit random. Then it was yesterday, or it might have been like Monday night, it kind of moved to the bottom right, kind of like dull ache, and I started thinking, oh god, it might be appendicitis, because it's on your right side. And I started thinking, like, that's it, like I've got appendicitis. Anxiety is just, yeah, when you think like something, it's hard to let it go. So that night I ended up calling 111, getting some advice. Didn't go to sleep that night because I was waiting for a call back. I didn't actually get a call back till like 7:30 in the morning, and then they booked me in at the Medoc. Went to hospital with mum because Reese had to work. Mum took me to Medoc. This is where it gets interesting. Yesterday, which was the, I want to say, the 20th of April 2022. So I was in Medoc with mum. We sit out the waiting, and so I was due on last Friday, which was the, just see the date, 15th of April. I was due on. I didn't actually know I was due on until Reese was like, when are you due on? And I looked and it was that Friday, and I was like, oh, today. Obviously, as we know, in the past I've been late. Sometimes I've been late by 4 days and I've come on, and so many times in the past. Hey Rox, I'm just telling my pregnancy story. Yeah, you sniff them up. I'm not going to show them yet. Well, I could show them. I don't know. What do we do? There you go. There we go. Are you going to be in the video? Yeah. Yeah. You said hello. So that's what I was saying. I was due on last Friday, and in the past I've been like 4 days late, and it's meant nothing. I've ended up coming on. In the past I've had symptom after symptom that is a pregnancy symptom, that I thought was a pregnancy symptom, turned out just me, just life, just being a human being. So I was due on last Friday. So I always knew when we was at hospital that there was a chance I could be pregnant. Me and Reese actually ordered a pregnancy test to come from Amazon the day before, so Sunday. No. Yeah. No, Monday. So it was coming that day, yesterday in the daytime, and I was going to take it because I'd not wanted to take a pregnancy test before. And by this point, by yesterday, I was like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days late. So it's very unusual for me. I say unusual, I've not actually had pregnancy tests in this house for months. I used to have bundles upon bundles of pregnancy tests constantly all the time because I thought, say, testing and everything, but I've not had a pregnancy test in the house for ages, so we had to order one. So I thought to myself, okay, I need to go get check this pain out. There is a small chance I could be pregnant, but I didn't really think a lot of it. And so I knew that I didn't want my mum to come in the room with me, because I thought to myself, if there is a chance I could be pregnant, I would want Reese to know first before anyone. Didn't want, even though how close me and mum are and how excited like I thinking I would be if it happened, I still wanted Reese to know first. So I went in on my own, and she was so lovely. Oh, it's really weird, I asked to get a photo with her, which is really random. We didn't actually end up getting a photo at the end, and I don't blame her. I wanted to get a photo with her just because it was the moment I found out, but we're getting into that story now. So I'm going to go through every detail because I know future Colette watching this who might be quite a few months pregnant or had the baby, or whatever, or want to know and relive this moment. So yeah, I go into the room on my own. Mum waits outside. She's really nice. Sit down. I explain about the stomach pain, and she's asking me like general questions, and then she says, is there a chance you could be pregnant? And I was like, yeah, there is, but I don't know, I haven't took a test. And then she was like, why haven't you took a test? And I was just like, because I just haven't. I started like explaining a little bit like how I have in the past, and nothing's come of it, and so I was waiting, but I said I'd order a test. She was like, okay. She was like, I need a urine sample, and I originally thought it was just gonna be for like to check for a urine infection. And so I had the urine sample, and then he filled up the whole cup, which I don't think you're meant to do in a sample cup, but you know, I was busting for a wee. And so Mum went back and waiting room, I went back in the room and gave her it. She's talking to me about things, that stuff, and then she's doing like the urine sample for a UTI, I'm gonna say, well, to check if you had a urine infection. And she was like, it doesn't look like you have a urine infection. And I was like, that's good. I didn't realise that she was going to be doing a pregnancy test. I don't think I did, because yesterday was just a blur. She might have said to me about she was going to do to check, but I can't remember. But I think in that moment I didn't think oh, pregnancy test is coming next. So she's done that, and then she's like talking, and she's saying, yeah, no, it didn't look like it, the colour. And then she looks down and she just goes like, but it does look like your pregnancy test has 2 lines. And I was like, okay. I was sitting there, I looked up to her, I went, are you serious? And then I just literally bursted into tears. Like I literally full pelt had an emotional breakdown in front of this nurse who just wanted to come to work, have a nice day, didn't think she'd be dealing with an emotional woman who's just crying her eyes out, making faces that are just not even pretty. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? And she goes, well, it looks like it. She walks over with this test, and it ends up being this test. And there was like, I think she literally only just dipped it in, and the second line was like appearing, and she was like, look, and I was like, oh my god. And I just couldn't talk. I was a mixture for a good 5 minutes between oh my god, crying, saying what, oh my god, basically. But well, the camera's there, so just trying to get the camera to focus. There we go. And as you can see, it's really dark lines. Now, Is it gonna focus? There we go. I was like, oh my god, like I have never seen a positive pregnancy test like for myself ever. Even when I thought I was pregnant the other year, it was like a slight line, but it was nothing that was like really dark. Like recently said, I go to the quantum realm to look. I used to try and find a line. So I was just having a meltdown. Yeah, rocks. And as we started talking, she was like, "You're right, is it happy news?" And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then she was like, "It's definitely too light, and it got like this dark." And I was like, in that moment, I had no idea. I had no idea what to do. Like, I was sitting in a random doctor's office with this random nurse who was lovely. I'm so glad I had her. But still, I was in this random room I've never been in, met with this random nurse, doctor, finding out I'm pregnant on my own in a hospital. And I was so happy, but so like confused. I didn't know what to think. I was like, I couldn't believe that is how I found out. Because originally, I've always wanted to film, like and I've done it in the past. I've set up a camera on my phone in the toilet, and I've taken a pregnancy test, and I'm talking about symptoms, and then I look at it, and it's always negative. But I always wanted to do that to get my initial reaction on camera when I found out. Always wanted to do it. And I think in that moment when I realised I didn't get my reaction, I was like, I was a little gutted, because I always wanted to look back on on that reaction. But at the end of the day, you can't really help how you feel. I couldn't help that I had stomach pain and I went to hospital, and I was being sensible, and it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm still pregnant. Like, even though that's the way I found out, I wouldn't change it, because that's, like Mum said earlier, it's a story. And yeah, because obviously I always thought I'd be the one to see the test first, like as you would normally think. You're the first one to see it, but it turns out the nurse was the first one to see it, and she's the one who done the test and then showed me. So it was all a little bit confusing, a little bit like, not confusing, it was very straightforward, but with how I was feeling, as in like, I couldn't believe I was pregnant, but I couldn't believe this is how I found out, and then I couldn't believe that Reese, I didn't know what to do. And so I was sitting there. I still remember that actually. It's really nice though, because even though that's how I found out, I still had the exact same feeling that I've always wanted when I found out I was pregnant. That feeling of sheer happiness, shock, like I'm not believing it, and just seeing this line get darker, that inner fire, feeling, excitement, like that feeling, I'll never forget that day ever. And it was the 20th of April 2022. Is that focused for you? Yeah, I think so. Can you see it in the light? There we go. It said pregnant. 2 to 3. We took that one as well, so I definitely am pregnant. To be fair, I still don't think it's properly sunk in that I'm pregnant. I don't know. I'm drinking milk, I'm drinking water. I put myself a jacket potato in the oven. I can hear the birds. Okay. Yes, Roxanne. There we go, you're in it now. Right, the story I was thinking is about symptoms. So yeah, I had the sore nipples and sore boobs. I had the emotional crying every time he was about to jump up. Then I also, okay. Right. Thanks, my friend. The other symptoms I had was a bit of dizziness, a bit of lightheadedness and a bit of dizziness in the mornings really, or just any time. And that is like carried on now. Now that I know the symptoms, it makes sense and it's kind of carried on. So my early first trimester symptoms, feels so weird saying this, was crying, feeling over emotional, sore boobs and dizziness. So that was my symptoms. So we've also worked out that the baby is going to be due in December. I don't know why, but I never thought I would have a December baby. It's just not a month that you think that you'll give birth, that you'll have a baby. But you know what, I'm so happy because the universe, my guides, spirit, knew exactly when to get me pregnant, knew exactly when this beautiful soul, this stardust inside me was ready to join the earthly realm. And they knew exactly when this babies are meant to be born. That is crazy. We are literally going to have a Christmas baby. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I worked out star signs because obviously, duh. It's going to either be a Capricorn or a Sagittarius. So either an earth sign or a fire sign. And it's quite funny because the signs are really near the due date, like when they change. So Sagittarius season is literally just before the due date, and then Capricorn season, so we don't know what it will be. So how I'm feeling right now is still tired, still a bit overwhelmed, but so happy, just feeling so grateful and honoured that I'm in this position. It's so weird to think there's a baby inside me. It's insane. It's insane. Like it's so weird because around this time not a lot changes in your appearance, obviously, because at the moment the baby is the size of a sesame seed. So that is like tiny. Tiny. So not a lot obviously shows physically, but inside, like your body, there is so much going on, and I can feel effects from it, like now already. Feeling tired, the acid, I don't know whether that's made it worse. Dizziness. But it's so weird. I always knew when I got pregnant that I'd be weirdly happy that I had these symptoms, because it means that I'm pregnant, if you get what I mean. So yeah, that's that, future killer. So we are currently 5 weeks. I need to get an actual due date. I'm gonna ring the midwife tomorrow. I still can't believe I'm pregnant. I literally still can't. I still cannot believe it. Anyway, I'm so thankful to the guides, my guides and spirit and the universe. I'm so happy, and I'm so happy that it blessed me in this moment with a baby this time. I'm so glad it made me wait even when I didn't want to wait. I'm so grateful. So yeah, now I'm going to eat my jacket potato with some butter and a little bit of cheese and some cucumber. We're going to watch some, probably Big Bang, maybe some Vampire Diaries depending, and chill. Future Cat, this is Past Cat signing off here. Lovely chat, lovely talk.